John 19:8. Hoteun, ekusin ha Pilatos, tuton ton logon, malon ephabethe. Here we're in the midst of this back and forth between the Jewish officials and Pilate, and they say that the Jewish officials have just told Pilate, we have a law, and according to that law he should die because Jesus claimed to be the Son of God. So, when Pilate heard this word, or heard this statement, he feared all the more. Let's look at a few things in more detail here. This ekusin, a little simple parsing. We see a lengthened initial vowel. We see a sigma. Bam! You know it's going to be aorist. It's aorist active indicative. That's a third-person singular ending from the verb akuo. And, of course, it's third singular because the subject is Pilate. Pilate heard. And then we have the accusative direct object. What did he hear? He heard this word or this message. The tuton there is from the demonstrative pronoun that's here used attributively to modify logon. Don't forget, the demonstrative pronoun is hutas, masculine, haute, feminine, tuta, neuter, this. And, of course, this is, if we go down here, this is tuton. This is the accusative masculine singular form to match the accusative masculine singular noun. Don't forget, when the demonstrative pronoun is used to modify a noun, as here is when it's used like an adjective, it occurs in the predicate position. In other words, it does not have an article in front of it, and when it is used, and it modifies a noun that does have an article. So this will be translated this word. When Pilate heard this word, he feared. That's from the verb phabeomai. And we look at that word, we say, oh yeah, it's one of those middle-only verbs. Verbs of emotion are often in the middle. You can see how there would be subject affected. We look at that verb, we see there's an augment. We see an augment. We see a theta. Bam! We know that's gonna be aorist passive, right? And in form, then it's an aorist passive indicative. It's third-person singular because it's describing Pilate. But as we have seen often with apocrinomai, passive forms don't always convey a passive idea. This is a medial passive, right? Because the verb is a middle-only verb. It's a passive form that conveys a middle idea. So we'll call it an aorist medial passive indicative, third singular. Pilate feared malon all the more.